Thank you very much, Council President. Thank you to all colleagues for joining in support of the supplemental appropriation of the $250,000 for the teleworking expenses, allowing for the $2,500 grants to businesses and nonprofits that meet the same thresholds as the Fed grant program. There was a little bit of a discrepancy between the council's intent and the way that the bill was drafted and some of the ways that the administration interpreted it to require 50% losses for the telework grants, which was never the intention of the council. And so I'm pleased that all of us joined together. We didn't want this to be competing with the funding that we've already appropriated. We didn't want this to be caught up in some of the challenges that the administration has had with figuring out how to calculate the losses. And so to make this easier and simpler, we worked with the administration to come up with a program that was mirrored exactly on the Fed program, but a separate appropriation to make it as straightforward and simple as possible, to make sure that we can clarify some of the communications challenges with the businesses who have understandably been concerned about what the eligibility standards are that they are going to be judged on. So this will allow our local nonprofits and local businesses, as we had intended in our initial program, to be able to make modest investments in teleworking as we take on and continue the drastic but necessary social distancing requirements and the new normal that we are all facing. We want to make sure that our businesses can continue to compete and that our nonprofits can continue to provide the services that we are so desperate for them to provide. So very straightforward, very simple, the same standards as the Fed program in terms of local businesses and in terms of size of businesses, 100 employees or fewer. And this would make sure that there is separate, clear funding available without a onerous requirement like 50% losses for a modest $2,500 grant to pay for teleworking expenses. I'd also note that the state had a very successful teleworking program as well. Those funds have been extinguished like all of the other funds in the state program. I hope that they'll step up as well, because just like all the other programs, we'll never be able to meet the full need, but this is a really important step in the right direction for those organizations who are moving forward and continuing with business, not as usual, but with business in our new normal. So thank you so much.